Welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
Lori's still on vacation.
Lucky dog.
Tonight we're going to talk. I know. I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in gray, rainy New Jersey, and she's soaking up the sun. Not fair.
No, we need summer. And I'm not even a big summer person. I need summer now. I need warm weather, the sun. I don't need 90 degrees. I need like 80 degrees. Even 75.
Yes. I'm going to be happy if it's just sunny. I just don't want rain.
I'll just take the sun.
Well, I can take a 60 with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So today we're going to talk about Vanderpump Season 11, Episode 11. The gang is still at the beach. Ariana goes off on Tom after he gets up and walks away because she's freaking out on him. Brock is trying to reason with her, saying that, he's allowed to feel a certain way about things. And she's like, listen. Oh, before that, Schwartz gets up and says, I'm going to go with him because I don't want to ruin the vibe here. So I'm just going to go with him. And so he goes off with Sandoval. Brock is still trying to, just give Sandoval a break to Ariana. Yeah. And she just is not, she's not here to hear it. And we kind of talked about it last week. She just isn't ready.
No, it's at this point as they're filming, it's just too soon. It's only a couple of months. Yeah. Now it would be a totally different story, but Bravo's not going to give them that grace time.
Right. Exactly. And then so Sandoval and Schwartz go over to the bar and they order their non-alcoholic drinks. And then Sandoval brings up again about how he pays for everything in the house and the toilet paper, the pens, and the batteries in the drawer. I almost fell over when he said that again.
I know. It is interesting, though. It is interesting that he's the one taking care of all of that.
But is that all he's taking care of? Because that's all he keeps bringing up.
Probably.
Toilet paper.
That's probably why he keeps bringing it up. It's the only thing he does.
And batteries.
Exactly. Well, even that you can have delivered. Really, what is he complaining about? She can have anything delivered she wants.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Then Scheana's talking about how she introduced Schwartz to Tori, her former nanny. And when Katie heard about it, she's like, well, why don't you introduce me to Tori? And I was surprised by that whole interaction, to be quite honest with you.
You know me, I like to call out a fake storyline.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't cross my mind with this, but people on social media are screaming it, that this is just a fake storyline, that they're both into the same chick. Even the fact that Katie's all of a sudden now into chicks, which, we've said before, we both think sexuality is fluid. You might never have been into a girl before and now you are. That doesn't matter. But people are saying that this is a fake storyline. I think when she went over, when he was sitting there having the drink with Tori, I think that was a cock block for sure.
And then starts kissing her right there.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's funny, to be quite honest with you.
If it is a fake storyline, it's actually one that I'm here for because it's entertaining and quite honestly, I love the interaction between Schwartz and Katie right now. Those are the scenes that Katie's actually tolerable. So I'm here.
And it's harmless. It's harmless,
Absolutely.
If it is, no one's getting hurt because I'm sure Tori's in on it.
Of course. Of course. What does she care?
Right.
She's looking better than poor Joe.
Oh, I felt so bad for Joe.
Know. We'll get to it, but me too.
Yeah, we will get to it. So then what happens? Then they all leave the beach. Oh, the rest of the crew leaves the beach, and then they all wind up in the bar.
Yeah.
And Schwartz buys Tori a drink. Oh, then that's what we just talked about. Then Katie comes over. Lala tries to talk to Ariana about what's going on between her and Tom and how they want her to be happy. They don't want her to be living in this misery.
Again, at least it's so early to tell your friend that after the breakup of a 10-year relationship. But I understand why she's doing it, but it's only been a couple of months.
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
the fact that Ariana does break down and start crying, and that she is having a hard time, like, at least, to be quite honest with you, this is the first time this season I felt that Ariana was tolerable, because I felt like at least here she's showing some, like, real, like, raw emotion. Like, this is really why, she's lashing out at him because she's mad, but she's mad. I don't even know so much if she's mad at him, but she's mad at the loss of the dream of what
Yeah.
she thought that, was the future.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
so much.
we know people who are divorced that don't necessarily miss their partner, but they miss that unit, being part of that unit. If you have kids, or if you don't have kids, it's just it's the loss of the relationship. You have to grieve that.
Yes. And I don't think she ever did, because I think she was so mad at him that it just went from love to hate. Like, there was just so much anger. That she never really was like,
Yeah. And then she was thrown all of these opportunities, which were amazing, but basically just occupied her so she couldn't focus on the feelings that she had to kind of go through.
Right. Exactly. All right. Then Lala and Joe are at the hot dog stand. That was so funny.
It was funny. I love Lala. People are giving her so much hate, right? On social media. They're saying like she contradicts herself.
It's called growth, people. It's called growth.
Exactly. Like they're talking about when she first came on the show, she was a hot mess, and she's the first to admit she was a hot mess. I'm enjoying her this season, and I like that she went to get a hot dog with Joe.
I do too.
Did you see Scheana and Brock on the after show?
I did.
Okay. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So Joe's not innocent. Let's put it that way, obviously.
Yes, she's not innocent. And, when she tells Katie that she did that, Katie's furious with her again.
I don't think it's any of Katie's business.
No, it's not. It's not.
I guess now, knowing what Scheana said, that Joe knew everything about Sandoval and Rachel.
Yeah, but why is that Katie's? That's not Katie's beef. That shouldn't be Katie's beef.
I think that Katie tries to be so loyal to Ariana that she's making it her beef, I guess.
It's interesting. I just find it very interesting that, when they did the poll, even on Watch What Happens Live, like, who's the most loyal, it came up Katie. And honestly, I'm sure you remember, but when Katie was married to Schwartz, her and Ariana were not that close. Because Sandoval was always attacking her. Yeah. Which is kind of Lala's point, is that Sandoval had always been aggressive towards people and always attacking them in front of Ariana. And Ariana never said anything to him about it. And now all of a sudden that she's the victim, she wants everyone to stand up to him when she never did it herself for her supposed friends.
I agree with you 100%. I think that Katie and Ariana's friendship flourished when Ariana and Sandoval broke up, because Katie was in the same spot, basically.
Right.
And she never liked Sandoval. So this was her, moment of, justification, basically.
Because Sandoval never liked her either. Right. He was mean to her all the time.
Right. I mean, he was a big problem in Schwartz and Katie's marriage. He really, really was. And he took advantage of that position. Schwartz should have stuck up for him and Katie, and he didn't.
But he didn't.
Sandoval knew he would never stand up to him.
Right. So then they're all playing. They go to the driving range, and it's Ariana, Katie, Allie, and James.
I want to do that Topgolf so bad. Doesn't that look fun?
It does look fun. I think I would suck at it, but I'll do it. Why not?
I would totally suck at it, but I'll try. We're supposed to go for work for a team building.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Let me know how it goes.
Actually, I'm supposed to be setting that up. I better get on.
Oh.
I just remembered.
Okay.
This is why I watch these shows.
There you go. So then they're after they're doing the driving range, they're talking about going to paintball, because then I guess Tom, I'm not sure which one. Was it Sandoval who started that whole paintball thing?
I think so.
Because he had all the equipment. Ariana said he had all the equipment. So Ariana wasn't going. Katie wasn't going.
Did you see his outfit? Sandoval's outfit? Like, what was he? A transformer? Like, what are you doing?
He's
Or
he's
Mad
ridiculous.
Max? Are you in Mad Max?
You know what though?
Awful.
Sandoval's always been about the outfit. It was never really about the activity. He's always been about the outfit.
Yes.
So that hasn't changed. Lala and Scheana go to the California Cryobank.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Lala asks the guy, I forget what his name was, maybe Mark, I don't know, whatever the guy's name was. What is the story? Why are people donating sperm? Is it just about the money, or do they want to help others?
Right.
Which, I guess is a valid question.
Definitely, because people definitely do that for the money.
Yeah, they definitely do it for the money. And, his answer was, well, I think that, it's both, but people do. And listen, I think they're doing it for the money.
They're doing it for the money.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, who walks around thinking I'm so fabulous. I'm going to go donate some sperm so I can share this around.
Yeah, exactly.
I
wonder how much you get for it.
I don't know. Joey Tribbiani, I think he got $1,000. I'm just thinking of Friends. Remember when Joey Tribbiani did it? And then he tried to go back and do it, and they're like, we're not taking any samples right now.
Let's see what else.
Well, how about Katie and Tori's date when
they're painting
at Katie's house at her table? So Tess was in the room with me, and I'm laughing. I'm like, I was totally clowning on it. I'm like, oh, great date. She's like, I just asked Andrew to do that.
To go painting?
Like, oh, sorry. She's like, paint at our table, kitchen table together. I'm like,
that's funny.
You might want to spice it up with something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then Schwartz shows up at the salon to talk to Joe. I thought they was just going there to talk, and then all of a sudden she bleaches his hair. I thought it looked horrible.
It was terrible.
And his haircut was bad.
The cut was worse than the color. What?
I think
actually my hair looks like that right now with the he literally had one of these with what are you doing?
I don't know.
The haircut made no sense.
No. And the color made it look even worse because it stood out so much more.
I know. It was so bad.
It was bad.
And then she invited herself out that night with him. He said he was going somewhere, and she's like, I want to go.
I know. But then when they get there, I guess everyone's like, what's Joe doing here? Why is Joe here? And that's when we find out she really thought that they were more than friends.
Right.
And I felt bad for her. Oh. I did. I really did feel bad for her.
I felt terrible for her. I really did.
I'm curious to see what happens next. Is
that it? Do we see Joe the rest of the season, or is she just done now?
I don't know, because she said that, it was too much for her. And I get it. If you have feelings, but then do you want to be off the show because you just got on the show? And I know you have feelings, but there's a paycheck involved,
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like who else is she going to film with? The girls don't want to film with her. Allie? She tried with Allie. She tried with Lala, but those girls are still in that friend group. So it's, and there's a lot of group things with this show. It's a lot of group events.
Yes, that's true.
But it's very rarely where it's just two of them. And if it is, it's only a couple of minutes of shooting and then you're done.
Yeah, I know. You're right. I guess that's... Wait, what else do I have?
Katie getting all jacked up because Lala had a hot dog with Joe.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Get over it, Katie. Get over it.
Yep.
I have written down she can literally fuck off.
Oh. You feel strongly about that. You really feel strongly about that.
I do.
I guess then it ends where they go to... Well, it ends when he goes back to Joe's place. But they do the paintball. And the guys they break up into two teams. James is a captain.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Sandoval's a captain. And the girls are just kind of hanging out talking like they had no intentions of doing paintball, which I don't blame them because I hear it hurts.
I heard it hurts too. I've never done it, but I heard it hurts also.
Yeah, not interested in that. No, thank you.
Not my gig.
No. I guess that's it. I don't really have
I don't think there was anything else.
All right. Next, then we have the Valley.
We should have done some would you rathers. I didn't even think to put any together.
I was thinking about that. You know what I wanted to talk about? I mean, we could do it here at the end. Did you get to listen to Jill Zarin and Barbie?
Yes, I did. On Heather McDonald?
Yes.
I did.
Talking about her trip on Below Deck.
Yeah, I did listen to that, actually.
I thought it was interesting that, first of all, Barbie was actually bad-mouthing her on the show, saying that she needed her own full-time. And then after the first, or before it aired, she reached out to her, and they started texting, and she loved her rugs, and you know, she wants a Jill Zarin, and Jill Zarin sent her a rug, and now she's at her house in Florida. I mean, interesting.
And they're both trash talking Frasier, which I at first I was like, I think Frasier's being a little hard on Barbie. I really did.
I do too.
But then I read and I agreed with someone who said, I think after last year, where Camille got fired, and then Alyssa really was a bitch last season.
Yes.
And it didn't really show until after Camille left, because after she couldn't trash talk Camille anymore, then she was trash talking. It's like I gotta blow out your candle to make mine burn brighter.
Yes.
I hate, that's the worst character trait somebody could have. So I think maybe he was trying to cut off the negativity early. So, because I don't know if she lasts the season. We still don't know yet, right?
No, we don't
Barbie?
know. I mean, well, last we see, she's crying in the bathroom talking to her mom, how she doesn't want to quit, but she just can't take it anymore.
I mean, she's obviously a little spoiled.
Well, yes. I mean, I think she's probably used to being a charter guest, that she comes from wealth.
Right. So, we'll see. I did not like the trash talking of Frasier. I just didn't like that. I like Frasier. I don't think this is his best season, but I also think it's probably the season he's under the most pressure and he's trying to do the best job. He's got a new captain.
Yeah, I agree. I generally do like Frasier, but I don't like how he was treating Barbie. I don't like when he goes out drinking, how he first of all, these conversations shouldn't be happening. If you're her boss and you're drinking, you shouldn't be talking to her. It just shouldn't happen.
And you certainly shouldn't be talking to somebody who just joined your crew about her, who she doesn't even know her. She doesn't even know her.
I know. You saw her once on FaceTime. What does that mean? That means nothing.
Right.
No, I thought that was inappropriate.
I thought it was coming back. Remember the girl who joined the crew later after Alyssa was fired, the blonde who Ben started liking but was also still talking to Camille? I thought it was going to be that girl. But
I did too.
How gross is Ben?
He's gross.
He's so gross. He's sleeping with Sunny, and he had his hands all over this girl Paris, all over her.
I know.
Oh, so gross.
I feel like he needs to get canceled, to be quite honest with you. Like, I feel like him and Gary can go off and, like, they're just so not appropriate. Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
They both have the same trait. Like, let me just sleep with and touch everyone on the boat because that's who I am. I'm God's gift to women. Come on.
And I saw a picture, and I don't know if it's real or not, but the upcoming season of Below Deck Sailing, and Gary's on it. And I thought he got fired. I thought he got fired for being inappropriate with a member of the, when I say crew, the production crew at a hotel.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought so too.
If they bring him back, I'm going to be very upset. But that just brings me to one thing, and then if you want to move on to the Valley, but Andy Cohen is under fire right now for a lot of things.
Mhm.
He is living his life. He is taping his show. He don't have a problem in the world. Same thing with Diddy. He's in
Yeah.
Miami. He's at his Star Island compound. He's living his life. Like, these people are under fire for serious allegations. Living their lives.
Yeah.
That doesn't
It's
happen
true.
to everybody. That doesn't happen to everybody who steps out of line, who's even just accused of, not found guilty of.
Right.
Certain people accused of stepping out of line get canceled like that. Not these two,
I know.
though.
I know.
You know?
They're like Teflon, the Teflon
Yep.
Dons.
Yep.
Which
It's
is
very
crazy.
interesting. It is crazy, and it's upsetting. Hey, did you see O.J. Simpson died?
Yes, I did. Cancer.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
not know that.
Karma.
He got some splaining to do when he gets up there.
Yeah. I'm sure he's hanging out with all of his former attorneys because they're all up there. Well,
They
they're not
are.
up there. I mean, they're all dead.
I
don't
was
know
just
where
going to
they're at.
say. Exactly.
Let's get this straight.
Wherever they're meeting up.
Yeah, wherever that may be. All right, let's go
Yeah.
on to the Valley.
Okay.
So they start out with Kristen apologizes, and Michelle. Oh, so I wrote this down. We talked about what Michelle was, and you were right. She's Mexican and Persian. And she's upset, once again, that she, of all people, is being called a racist. She yells at Kristen to just suck it up and say it was never said. Now, what I think, and I could be wrong, but the more I watch this and the more I listen to other people talk about it, whether it be on like Kristen's podcast and Jack's talking about it, I seem to think that Kristen has something on Michelle. Because she keeps saying to Michelle, like, I've got you. I would never say anything. Like, why? Why does she keep saying that?
Right.
Like, what is the reason that she keeps saying that? Because
Right.
unless she knows something. I feel like she
Right.
knows something about Michelle, whether it's
Maybe she cheated.
Michelle cheated on Jesse because
I would put money on that. I never thought of it until you just said it, but
yeah,
I would put money on that. Night out at the club.
Yep. That's what I think, because it just doesn't make sense the way she keeps approaching it. Like, I've got you. I'll never tell. You'll never tell what? Why do you keep saying that? Like, she said it more than once.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, she said it more than once. So I don't know. That's just my take on that whole thing. Then Kristen sits down with Zach, and he only admits to saying that she was a Republican, but not saying that the racist. Even though when they talked on the phone, when Brittany and Kristen were sitting there and Kristen called Zach on the phone, again, it goes back to the whole Janet said. Like, they're throwing it that Janet said this, right?
Yep.
So Zach goes back to saying Janet's the instigator. Well, how is Janet the instigator when you and Kristen are the ones spreading the rumors that Janet said something?
Right. The story's very hard to follow.
It is very hard to follow. No,
it's
it
very
is
hard to follow.
And honestly, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I think Zach is lying. I'm not gonna lie. I think Zach said everything Kristen said he said. And I don't think Zach for 1 second ever thought Kristen would throw him under the bus, but she does reality TV. She knows how to do reality TV. She's going to throw you under the bus.
Yeah, I agree. So then we see Brittany and Jax and her mom, and they're there with Cruz, and they're waiting for a speech therapist to come over. I had no idea.
Oh my God, me neither.
I had no idea.
I didn't realize he was talking and then stopped. Same thing with Jacqueline Larita's son.
Oh.
He was talking. He was saying things and then he stopped. I never heard that before.
No. You know what, though? He's only 3.
He's
only 3.
I mean, I think that they're doing the right thing. They're going, they're taking the right steps.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. But that also explains a lot, too, about Jax and Brittany and their dynamic, you know?
Well,
So
I was thinking maybe they argue a lot. Maybe there's a lot of yelling in the house, and maybe that's why the baby stopped talking. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and I'm not in that house with them, but that thought crossed my mind.
Well, no, because that's a valid point, because you know what? The kids pick up on things. They pick up on things.
Yeah, of course.
I was listening to Jeff Lewis, even though I'm not really happy with him, but I was listening to him the other day on his podcast, and he had MJ on, and MJ was talking about I don't know, I guess her and Tommy are having a little bit of problems, but she went over to her mother's house, and when she speaks to her mother in Farsi. And she was saying how, elderly people, like, they need a connection. Like, they need, they don't have a lot of people in their lives, and you need to, like, hug them, and they need touch. Physical touch is important. And she went over there with her son the other day, and her son made the comment, oh, I'm glad that you weren't fighting with whatever he calls grandma. And because, Mercedes and her mom, they have a very tense relationship.
Yeah.
Like, her mother's always judging her. But
yes,
because he doesn't even know what she's saying, but the fact that she speaks in Farsi, she's like, my mom is hard of hearing, so we're always yelling. And, he can just tell by the tone of the conversation, doesn't even know what the words are.
Right.
That there's something going on there. And, he's another one. He's not that old, but that's what I'm saying. Like, kids pick up on those things. So
for sure.
That may be the very reason that Brittany said, I'm out, I'm moving out. And she's trying to, do everything she can. And Jax is probably like, oh, no, he'll be fine. Because usually that's how men are. They don't want to ever admit that there's anything wrong with their child. They don't.
Right.
They don't. So I could see her like saying, no, this is my, my child. I know there's something not right. We are going to, we're going to do something about this, and good for her.
Right.
Good for her.
No. Yeah. I mean, the earlier the intervention, the better.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. Then Jesse and Michelle are talking about Kristen sending her a text message that, that's it again. Your secrets are safe with me.
Secret. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't remember it then you said it, and then I just saw it in my notes.
Yep.
Yeah. So what the hell is that?
Yep. I don't know. Jesse said that he was so proud of her for standing up for herself and standing up and yelling at Kristen and telling her to do the right thing, which I was glad to see that he, because we don't see him like giving his wife props.
Right. No, that was nice. That was nice. Yeah.
Then we see Janet and Jason are talking about Kristen saying to Michelle, I love you and I will always protect you. Again, the protect. Like, they're picking up on it. Right. Other people are picking up on it. And they're like, what does this mean? Janet is talking about the gala, the fundraiser for her friend, Be the Match is what it's called. Yeah. And then Luke and Kristen are talking about it.
Right. And Kristen's like, oh, I wonder where we'll be seated because Janet's the puppet master or whatever she said.
Right.
And then Kristen said that her and Zach were pawns in Janet's scheme.
Yeah. Which is not true.
It's so not true.
They are the ones who blurted it out.
Exactly.
It's actually Kristen. It wasn't Zach. It was Kristen.
Right.
I mean, Janet wouldn't have a scheme for you to blurt out something on national TV.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Right. Oh, I think Kristen should just go to Colorado with Luke. I think she needs a timeout. I think she needs to be put on pause.
Those interactions are so awkward. Everything between her and Luke, to me, is the most awkward thing.
He's just an awkward guy. Don't you find him very awkward?
She is too. I really, and I don't like.
He's got like a little bit of a creep factor to him.
But I feel like she does too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I
mean, you know who Kristen Doty is. You meet her at a wedding and you go bang her behind the wedding tent. Like,
I know.
You are just asking for it, man. You are asking for it.
I mean, even they're out to lunch and they're talking about the gala and they're talking about how she's ovulating and they're going to go home and they're going to smoke a little weed. They're going to have a little sex because she's,
Smoke a little more weed.
I'm like, why?
I know.
Why?
And the other last week's episode, they were talking about her sex toys. Like, it's almost like she's trying to be like Samantha on Sex and the City, and nobody is here for it.
No.
Nobody is here for that.
No, because she was also talking about what it's like because she's got such a young guy and what his libido is because he's whatever he is 32 or whatever.
He doesn't look younger than her.
Yeah, I know, but
he really doesn't.
No, I agree. He doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. I love the whole Jax, Jesse, and Danny getting the kids together in the van and going to the fair. I could watch that all day long.
Me too.
I loved it.
It's the same thing I told you. I would watch a whole show with the Jersey husbands. A whole show of it. I would watch a whole show of just these 3 guys. 4 guys? Yeah, because let's keep the Janet's husband in there too. He wasn't there, but
because he doesn't have a baby yet. Right? It was only
this
the ones with the kids.
He'll be there.
Yes,
he'll be going to the county fair this year.
I would love that. I seriously would love that. They were so funny together. And once again, like, Danny is the voice of reason. He's my favorite. When he started
talking about the love language thing, I'm like, I love him even more.
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
That was super cute.
It really was. It was cute. Okay, what about the whole thing that I'm probably jumping. Yeah, Brittany and Danny are going over to Luke and Kristen's to set up that romantic night for them. I mean, are you kidding me?
The best part's a fucking dog. They're setting up all these candles, and the dog's fucking knocking them down. I'd be like, get the fuck away from them. I would have like freaked out if the dog was right behind me knocking everything down. I would have locked his ass in a crate or wherever, balcony. I would lock him out.
I know.
That was so funny.
I know. But I mean, how do Brittany and Danny get roped into this? Like, seriously?
Do they all live in the same complex? Do they all live in the same building? Or no?
No, because Brittany lives in the house in the valley.
Oh, that's right.
And Danny, I think, I don't remember where Danny is, but no, they don't all live in the same complex. Kristen lives in the same complex. No, Kristen lives in the same complex as Katie. Katie lives there.
That's right. And I think Jasmine, right?
I don't know if she still lives there. I know that they did live, and Zach, I know at one point they did live together. I'm not sure if they're still.
That's right. Kristen just moved into this apartment.
But it was within the same building. It was down the hall. It was in the same building.
Because she lived there with the other goofy guy she was dating, Alex.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I did think it was just very weird. And then I thought, like, interesting as they're going to, so they get the romantic night. Thank God we did not have to see any part of that.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, thank you. And then we see on the way to the fundraiser, Jax and Jason and Brittany and Jax, Jason, Brittany, Janet. Thank you.
Janet.
They're discussing how much they're going to, donate for this fundraiser. And Jax is like, yeah, no, we're not spending money. We're not spending that kind of money. And Brittany's like, you spend your money, I'll spend my money. And he's like, no, we have, all this therapy. It's this much. It's this. We don't have that kind of money. Awkward.
Very awkward.
I mean, awkward. I mean, I get it. Jason is an attorney. So $2,500 maybe for him is not a lot of money.
Well, plus she's also involved in all of the planning. Like, she knows this is coming. You plan for those things a year in advance. They, as soon as this one ends, they're planning for the next. So they both seem like logical people where they're probably putting the money away.
Right.
Not like Eric and I, where we fly by the seat of our pants.
Oh no, we're flying by the seat of our pants over here too.
It's working, so knock on wood. But they seem like logical people. Exactly. Yeah. He does always provide. But, and Jax and Brittany were probably like, oh, shit, wait, we got to go to the gala and it's being taped and we got to give money? Fuck,
And so then they get there and Zach is again trying to play peacemaker, which
big valiant effort on his part, trying to piece it all together. That's what led me to think maybe he's lying, maybe he's guilty.
I don't know. I think he's just trying to make himself relevant because what else does he have, right?
That's true.
Like Kristen is his, yeah, he did know Brittany before, but he's closer with Kristen, and like Kristen is his big connection there.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's where we hear Michelle talking about in her confessional about Jesse being her booty call, because they asked at the table, like, how did you guys meet? And she said, how her and Jesse met, and she really wasn't that interested, but he gave her her number, and then she was drunk and she wound up calling him up for a booty call.
Yep.
That she wasn't really attracted to him when she first saw him.
Yeah.
That was very telling, especially considering what we know now.
Too. He probably came off like such a douche.
Yeah.
He really probably came off like such a douche.
Yeah.
Did you hear Zach's description of Jesse's jacket?
No, what was it?
He said he looks like he's in Miami in the 80s at a club about to snort a big line of coke. And he said it like real slow, like he was thinking it and said it, like in Miami in the 80s in a club. Gonna do a long line of coke. Like, it was just so funny how he said it. I'm like, oh, it totally did. I didn't love the jacket, but I'm also not the most fashionable person out there. So
no, I didn't love the jacket.
He pulled it off.
Well, yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
Well, then they go talk. Kristen and Michelle go talk. Yeah.
That was another very awkward conversation. Kristen, again, just isn't giving her what she's looking for.
I don't know. I don't know. She apologized, Kristen, but she has such an odd way of apologizing. And you could just tell Michelle's like, okay, I receive it, but like, I'm keeping you at arm's length.
Yeah, because how she apologizes is she says to her, Michelle, I love you very, very much, and I'm sorry for what I repeated. So again, like,
not taking accountability.
She's just saying, I'm sorry for what I repeated, not for spreading lies or rumors or making stuff up. Sorry for what I repeated. Like, that's not what she was looking for.
Right.
That's not what she was looking for. And then Michelle says, I do believe you need help. And she's like, well, I've been in therapy for 9 years. Well, maybe you need to double that up. Yeah, I know. And, do you remember Jack saying something in the car? Well, so her therapist needs to be fired.
So does yours, Jax.
Yes, it does. But I think that's the problem, is that Jax is not going to therapy because that's one of Brittany's sticking points.
Yeah, she has said that.
Right?
That. Yeah. But then Jesse tells Kristen that she needs to just stop and chill. And I think that was very good advice.
Yeah.
Very good advice that she should honestly take.
And he also says to her, is it worth that you keep doing this over and over and over again? Like, you're not learning. Like,
you're
stop.
not learning. And yes, you're back on a reality TV show, but now you're the same asshole that you were on Vanderpump Rules. Like, is this who you want to be? This is who you want to be on every show you're on? You want to be that asshole? Like, you can't possibly want to be that asshole all the time.
No, I agree.
I thought that's how I took what he was saying.
No, that's how I took it too.
Like, this is a nice show about a bunch of friends. Of course, there's got to be some drama, but calling somebody a racist or insinuating that they are one because they are a Republican or a right wing
right.
Come on.
No, crazy.
Totally crazy. Totally crazy.
All right. I don't have anything else for this. I think next time you and I will do our Would You Rathers.
Yes, definitely. We got to spice this up.
And maybe we'll get a quote because we're really kind of
Oh,
slacking.
we are slacking with Lori gone.
Yeah, we are. That's okay.
I know.
We'll get it right next time.
Yeah, we will. We will.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
Until next time.
Good night.